Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the condition of my Volvo now that it's hit 100,000 miles. Now, not long ago the car hit 100,000 miles, so I thought I'd do a mini series on sort of 100,000 mile focused topics, and this one we're going to be taking a look at how the car has fared over the 100,000 miles. We're going to take a look at the interior, the engine and the bodywork, as well as wheels, etc., to give you guys an idea of how these cars last. Now, for a lot of you, you'll think that this is delivery miles for Volvo, and to be honest, it is, but there are a few things that have worn. I just think it's quite a good idea to have a look at how these cars wear over time to see what type of cars are more durable than the others. We all know that Volvos are extremely durable, one of the most durable cars on the market, so it'll be interesting to see how this one's held up. Now, for those of you that don't know, I bought this car in January 2020 with 80,000 miles on it. I've put 21,000 miles on it now, so I've owned the car for about 20% of its life so far. But yeah, let's have a look. So we're going to start off with the interior first. We'll start off with the bodywork. So this is finished in titanium grey, and it's been fairly well looked after. As you can see, it's fairly shiny, holds its shine quite nicely. It's got a few swirl marks. Let's just see if we can. There's just various dinks and stuff on the paint, but you'd expect that for a 12-year-old car. Now, there also is a few bumps on the back here from previous owners, but this is a 5-metre long car with no parking sensors, so you can see how that happens. But a few things I want to draw your attention to are various points of wear on the body. Now, the first is in this rear arch here, and this is actually wear on the paint from stones and just miles on the road, really. You can see here that there's basically been eroded away, the paintwork, and this is really mileage dependent. You can see it as well along the bottom of this sill here. Just an interesting observation. Another thing that's suffered over the years are these wheels. Now, these are very famous, these wheels, for going porous. Volvo wheels during this era weren't the best. Same for Aston Martin and Ford as well. There's an Aston Martin that was 3 years old and had to have a new set of alloys because the wheels are corroded. So these ones have done pretty well in 12 years. Still not great, as you can see. The previous owners has seriously curbed it, but also the inside of it is just flaking off. So very shortly they're going to be going in for a full restoration of these wheels, because I think they definitely need it, and the car deserves it after 100,000 miles. Moving on to the front, you've got a bit more of this wear here along the front edge, but again, you'd expect that, wouldn't you, for a car this age. Round the front we have a few stone chips. It's fairly non-stone chip, this car. We've got a few white ones here, but realistically it's done very well in its life. This Volvo paintwork seems to have lasted really nicely. Like I said, this is titanium grey. It's a 2009, so in 12 years it hasn't faded or anything like that, and still is quite sort of, well, it's very chip resistant, very scratch resistant, just a nice quality paint, which makes life easy as well. Now, one of the most obvious signs that Volvo is aging is that this badge always falls off on these P3s. So yeah, I've had to replace that. It had already been replaced by the previous owner as well, so that's something to consider. Chrome, that's another thing that can go on higher mileage or older cars. This starts to go at the front here, but I think with a good polish it could be looked after. But the grille itself is okay. These ones again are fairly worse for wear, but up on the main sort of chrome here, definitely doing well indeed. Now we'll have a look inside the car. Something that goes off before we do that is mirrors. Now, you'll see loads of BMWs with mirrors that have gone yellow and things like that. That hasn't happened, which is quite impressive. And also the headlights have remained clear and haven't got any sort of sun fade on them. They're just a bit dirty. So I had a chance to clean the car before making this video. So yeah, very, very well lasting, these cars, as you can see. Got no fading in here either. Now this is the original mirror cover. These normally pick up a lot of stones, but as you can see, this one's done fairly well. There's a bit of a windscreen putty that the Volvo dealer left on there very kindly. But yeah, this only got this one scuff here, which actually during my ownership was a big rock came up and hit that and bounced off the wind deflector and shot off. So yeah, lasted very well indeed. Now interior wise, if we take a look at the leather, you'll see that these seats, they look fairly aged. Now there's a few creases, etc., but actually in terms of bolster wear in 100,000 miles, they're looking fairly decent in my opinion. I've seen seats far worse than this on far lower mileage cars, so that's something to consider. I think, to be honest, what this car needs is a good clean, because this steering wheel, there's a lot of dirt on it as well, but is wearing very well. This is the R-Design steering wheel, and these perforations are holding up nicely. The leather on this is, yeah, as I say, perfect. Just a bit dirty. Now the only thing with this is that it can catch, so if you have anything like a key in your hand and you will get in or anything like that, you will catch the leather, and it is quite soft. It's quite easy to damage, but realistically not a huge issue at all. Now this is something that I think is proof that these cars are extremely well built, and it's something that a lot of cars manufacturers can't seem to get right, and that is obviously the buttons. Now as you can see, these buttons, none of them are faded. They're all absolutely fantastic. Same again with the start stop button. How many times do you think that's been pressed over the last 12 years or 100,000 miles? Huge amounts. And the other one obviously is the fuel filler, because this car's averaging 40 to the gallon, and obviously you've got 100,000 miles, so someone cleverer than me, that's been pressed at least 2,500 times. So yeah, again, very impressive that it's held up this well. I think this is testament to these cars in general. If everything just still works, everything is solid. Look at this gear stick. How many times do you reckon that's been moved backwards and forwards? Granted, it's not a manual, so it won't have as much wear as other ones, but yeah, just really nice. This is more dirt than anything, so I sense a video coming up where we do a deep clean on this car. The passenger seat, again, is in fairly good condition. The leather, like I said, is cracking, and will need some attention soon, I think. But these seats are just so comfortable, you immediately forget all about that once you sit in them. So I think, yeah, like I said, we're going to give them a good clean, a good treat, and perhaps a re-dye as well, just to prolong their life a little bit. Let's take a look at the back seat, because on this particular car, the back seats have had a seriously tough life. It wasn't me, it's the previous owner who used it for his terriers. And if we take a look, you can see that the terriers, I've also had my dog in the back of here as well, so just bear that in mind. But these terriers have pretty much trashed these back seats. As you can see here, there's a slight tear, another one there, and it just looks like, well, it looks 20-30 years older than it actually is, which is a bit of a shame. But if you look at the backs of it, you can see that they're pretty much mint, these the rear backrest. So I think what I might do is get a new rear bench and replace that, because it seems a shame not to have it looking as good as it can with the rest of the car. So another thing I did notice where the car is wearing, which is quite a funny one, is on the just where I place my elbow here. I'm not sure if you can see it, it's slightly shinier, just where the sort of pattern of the door card is wearing away. Now this is probably me, because I drive with my elbow resting on here, and I've put 20,000 miles on the car in the last 18 months or so, so it is fairly well used and the same can be seen sort of along here as the leather smooths off. But yeah, certainly nothing major. And the pedals, well, with a clean, they'd look brand new, wouldn't they? Really well lasting. So yeah, that is just a quick overview of the 100,000 mile Volvo. As you can see, these cars are barely running at this mileage. They just last. We're just, there you go, 100,983. Just, yeah, loads and loads of life left in this thing, which is what I love about these cars. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe if you're interested in the high mileage Volvo or the 100,000 mile mini series that I'm going to be doing, where we sort of take care of a few things on this car, a little bit of restoration work. This is a daily, so I don't want to spend too much time making it perfect, because it will never stay perfect, but I think it definitely deserves a bit of love for hitting the 100,000 mile mark. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.